So I'm just going to draw this on that small wall there and on the back wall. There's, can you see on the floor, there's the two battens of 2x4. Now I've secured them in place, so when the bath is seated there, they actually sit on top of that them two bits of 2x4. See them? And that helps spread the weight of the weight. Because as you can imagine, when you've got all that water inside the tub and a person, it's going to weigh, it's going to be quite a lot to support. So always do that. The same with any water tanks. You know, you put supports just to help spread the weight. See, just sits nicely on the batten. See, and I don't want them sticking out too long past the feet, because because the bath panel has to go up there, and obviously we've got to allow for the batten to be fitted on the floor, so that when the bath panel is installed, it's got something to sit along on the floor there. So that's why that batten isn't going a large distance past the feet. Right, see? So now I'm just adjusting the feet of the bath up to my line. And it's just a case of just adjusting the nuts. See, there's the nut. So if we wanted to lift that higher, we just lift up the top nut, and then lift the bath up and do up the bottom nut, and that makes it that sets the bath up to the correct height that we wanted it to. So now we're just going around all 4 feet and adjusting our bath. That's it, working with the line that we've drawn around the wall. Bit fiddly, adjusting the bath, a lot of getting up and down. It's a lot easier when there's 2 of you, because someone can either hold the bath up level while someone else goes around and adjusts the feet quickly. See, now once all the feet are all set, just go around with a level and make sure the bath is level. A, for the tiler, for when it gets tiled, and B, most baths will come with sort of self levels. So like if any water runs in the corner from a shower or a shower screen, they have a natural run, so that the water will run back into the bath off the sides, so you don't get any puddles sitting in the corner of a bath. So that's why it is also important, well, that is why it is very important to make sure that the bath is level, so you don't have any puddles sitting in the corners. Right, so it's just going around, just tweaking that top nut, which is the locking nut, and then that is secure. That's the 2 back ones done. And now for the front. I mean, if you're going to go and change your first bathroom suite, just say to friends or family you'd do it for £500, change the bath, toilet and basin, just for experience. £500 for a straight swap is cheap. So if you want some experience, I suggest you ask your friends and family that if they want their bathroom suites changed over, that you would do it for £500. That's cheap. But if you feel like you want to do it cheaper and you're happy to do it cheaper, then just do it cheaper. But £500 is a sensible price for doing this first time. But a lot of people now they're doing it for free, aren't they? So go out there and start doing it for free even. Sounds painful, doesn't it? Going to go and do something for free, but I've had. I'm sure you guys would work for free, so yeah, offer it out for free. You might not want to work for free, but I've certainly had many people willing to come and work with me for free just to get the experience and see what it is that you guys are seeing now. Hands on. Right, so now we have a pop-up waist. Now I would advise you not to do this in the bath like I am. Because I've got the camera there and I'm tight for space, I am being a bit naughty and making this up in the bath. Right, so on the bottom there's our overflow, and in my hand now, this is the overflow. This is the end of the overflow pipe of the bath that goes into the waste where the plug is. So there we go. Just like any universal waste coupling, you just got your nuts, your sort of O-ring washer and then a cone washer, and it just screws up by hand tight. Yeah, don't be opening packets over the bath like I am. Like I said, I'm doing this just to show you because I've got the camera, but definitely do not start opening things over baths, because it only takes that one metal plug to fall out your hand as you're opening it up and chip it. Now that's the waist top. That's the waist bolt, which goes through the top into the waist bottom. Right, now I'm going to use some plumbing putty. I'm going to roll a little sausage out the plumber's putty, and I'm going to just sort of embed it with my thumb around the underside of the waist top, which will then get pushed down into the plug hole or onto the bath side. So just embedding it around with my fingers, and then once it's all fastened, it will just push out what it doesn't need. So there we go, pushed in place. There we go, and now I'm going to put the bolts through the hole. You see that again, coming through, so it goes through into the bottom of the waist. And then just tighten up from the top. See that being tightened up now. I'm using a large flat screwdriver, and what you will see is, as this is being tightened up, the putty is now being squeezed out the side. There we are. Nice and firmly tight. Right, so now that's the waste done. Now we're going to attach the overflow to the bath. So we've got the washer, big washer. So through the overflow hole, and then we're going to stick on our nut, which then just tightens the overflow to the bath. I don't use any putty here, because them under those washers, the thicker washers that come underneath, that sort of sit underneath the bath, or sorry, on the outside of the bath, they're quite thick, and I don't put any putty around them, because them thicker washers are quite reliable. So only on the top part of the bath I'm using the putty. So there we go, you can see the overflow is attached, and now we're going to put on the pop-up knob, which is just pushed onto that bolt, and we then do up the screw you just saw me undoing. We just do that screw up with the screwdriver, and then that's our pop-up waste control knob installed with the overflow. I've actually got an electrical screwdriver there, but just something, a flat small screwdriver, anything really. That's it. Happy with that. So now back to the waste hole. See that putty, just pull off that excess putty. And now with something flat, like a flat screwdriver or Stanley knife blade, just scrape off the remaining putty on the outside of the plug. Again, being careful not to slip and scratch the bath. Right, now we've got the pop-up plug. So the way this works is you have a screw which you just screw out to get the correct height of the plug, and then just tighten it up with a set of grips, the locking nuts. See, and put it in the hole, test it, it's all operating correctly, going up and down. It's easy enough. Again, check our overflow pipe going into the waste. Do this up nice hand tight. And then a little tweak with the grips. Right, now for the taps. Taps quite easily to install on the bath. This one has already pre-drill holes. Which is designed for all standard tap sizes. So here we have that's a big foam washer, which then sits on top of the bath, and then underneath we tighten the nut up. like so, with a box spanner, because the box spanner is very easy to get to when you're in those awkward places and you haven't got enough room to tighten the nut up with a spanner. Right, so there we go, taps inserted into the hole with our foam washer on the top, so it makes it nice and watertight. Again, protection, put a dust sheet or quite a few dust sheets in the top there, so the taps don't fall in the bath. Right, so that's our tap on the bath, like so, and then just fasten the nuts. And then with the box spanner, tighten up the nuts nice and firm, ensuring that foam washer is now going to be nice and squeezed up once. By tightening up that nut, it's now going to pull the tap down onto the foam washer, which will make it watertight around the tap holes. So that's our bath assembled. Pop up waste, all go. Taps, good. Nice. Right. Now with our bath made up, we insert it back onto the battens that will spread the weight of the bath. We've already set everything to the correct height. All locking nuts are done up tight, and now just checking, final check to make sure that everything, that the bath is completely level at all angles. Right, now I'm just marking the L brackets that fasten the screws to the wall. I'm just marking the holes with a pencil. So now I'm going to remove the bath and drill a hole. Drill the hole that I've just marked. Now I've got a 7mm drill bit, and I like to use brown wall plugs with 1.5 inch 10 screws. So you can't quite see this hole here, but hopefully the next one will be a bit more clearer for you. Right, just put the brown plug. I'm hammering in. Right, should be a bit more clearer here now for you. So, drilling the hole with my 7mm drill bit. Inserting brown wool plug. Right, now it's time to fasten the tap handles, the grips into the side of the bath, before we put the bath in for the final time. So got some grub screws which go in the side of the handles. Again, there will be a leaflet with these handles showing you exactly how, but I'm just going to show you how these ones are installed. So we've got a small grub screw which go into the side of the handles, which we fasten with a Allen key. Then we have a bolt that sits into the handle, and then tighten up the grub screw, which is then tightened to the bolt, enabling it to be secured. Okay, see, nice and secured. That bolt's not coming out again. Drop next bolt in, and then fasten up the grub screw. Right, that one's nice and done. And then I think we've got plastic. Yeah, we have a plastic washer now, which then just drops over. Again, look at the diagram, it will tell you exactly which order to put this in terms of using plastic washers and metal washers. So there we go, handles, 2 bolts through the holes. These are already pre-drilled holes, so you should have nothing to worry about. Then we have a rubber washer, followed by a metal washer, and then a nut. There we go, that's one side done. Now to the other, rubber washer, metal washer, and then the nut. And then you can use an adjustable spanner just to, you don't have to do these really tight, you don't want to be over tightening them, but use an adjustable spanner. In this case I'm just using a box spanner. I suppose you can use a ratchet if you've got a ratchet. That's it, nice and firm. Just drawing a hole, drawing a line around the bath, because that's the final position. Now what I'm doing is I put a bead of silicone around the bath underneath this this line I've just drawn, which is the same line as the first line we went round with the spirit level. But I'm putting the silicone below this line because when the bath's pushed up against it, it's going to obviously squeeze up. And the reason why I do this is A, for strength and secureness, but also B, to make it waterproof down the sides. You see, some people just secure it with the L brackets and then tile up to the bath and then just put a bead of silicone. Well, I actually like to make the bath sides fully waterproof, so if the sealant does go, it will prevent it from leaking down the side of the bath. So bath pushed up nice and firm, checking final time that it's nice and level. It's looking good now, bath's nearly finished. And then the L brackets, just put the screw into the brown wall plugs that we drilled a few minutes ago. There's one, here's the second one. by tomorrow, the silicone would have gone off, and that will be extra strong as well. So that bath won't be going nowhere in a hurry, I can tell you that. Some people even put a batten underneath the wall of the bath, depending on the type of bath. If it was a nice big posh one, then I would put a batten underneath it, but on this standard one, I'm not going to bother. See, now I'm just going to drill some small screws, into the feet of the bath, which is now securing the bath feet to the batten. And now for that middle bracket, the supporting bracket, which supports the middle of the bath, I'm just going to slide a bit of 2x4 underneath it. As it fasten up the nuts, as I showed you earlier. Tighten up the bottom nut, fasten up the bottom nut, and then the locking nut down onto it, and that is nice and supported in the middle now. Right, that's that done. Now for the bath waist. So now we're attaching the trap to the waist. So there's our nuts now attached to the waist. Fastened, we're going to fasten it hand tight. Check both nuts. And now with a set of grips, we're going to just give it a tweak, a slight tweak. Here we go, happy with that. So that's the waist done, and now we're doing the bath, the hot water connection to the tap with this flexible hose. So we're just doing it up hand tight to begin with, and then with a adjustable spanner, just give it more tweaking. Now, because this is a tight space, you can see how I'm using the spanner. I'm turning it one way and then turning it over the spanner to give me more room for leverage. Right, that's the hot done. Hot on the left, cold on the right. Now we're doing the cold tap. Again, hand tight, and then tighten it up with the adjustable spanner. I'd just like to note here, can you see that L bracket on the right hand side? That was the bracket. That's a close up of the bracket that we were securing earlier to the wall. That's it. Now turn on the ball of fixed valves. That's the cold done, and that's the hot done. Now we have water supply to the tap. That's it. Now look, but you see the water's a bit green there. That's just the flux and debris in the pipe. So we flush that out. It's normal to always see that colour water after soldering. Right, happy with that. That's our bath. Plug. Now the water's draining. And now we're going to check for leaks with a bit of tissue. We're going to check all the connections and the waste connections. And now the bath is filled halfway up with water. This will allow the weight of the water to help mould the silicone to the walls. Leave this overnight to set, and then just simply cover the bath for protection. So there we go, easy peasy. You see me from start to finish install a bath. There's no reason why you yourself cannot go out and do this right now. I recommend you do so. Thank you for watching this video. My name is Ryan Moffat.